Hello and welcome to Topson. My name is William Lebowski, and today we have the first race in the TCR series that I have signed up for this year. It is one of the new things that I'm doing in 2023, trying to branch into TCR racing. Ideally, I don't know, I think I've kind of touched on my racing plans for this upcoming year, but just to kind of give it a mention right now, I kind of want to transition away from GTE, as both that is a dying class in real life and something I just kind of want to move up and onwards from and move into kind of either LMP2 cars or the new HD hypercars that are now in existence, and that is now a possibility in iRacing, and the team is certainly doing some of those endurance races in that car, so I want to move up to that for the endurance races and LMP2 for R Factor 2 related things. And then as it comes to the tin tops, when it comes to touring cars or GT cars in general, go with ACC for GT3 action and experience, and then outside of that, have some more fun in some things like GT4 and primarily though the touring cars. So I'm jumping in something for one of each to kind of take them, in each its own different direction. But for this one in particular that we'll talk about here is the TCR series, and it is with GRG. If you're looking for an awesome TCR series to join, you saw the first thing first right away was the qualifying results, and you can see I'm the slowest guy there, but everybody is within 2 seconds, and I'm the slowest guy there, so theoretically I'm an outlier as the slowest guy here. So it's a pretty close group of racing, and I was, expecting to be a lot further back from the rest of the field, but it was nice to be in pace with some other people here. So if I'm in pace, I would probably assume that you are also definitely in pace. So if it's something that you're interested in checking out, it's definitely worth your time, especially if you are in North America region, time zone friendly area. My voice didn't crack. Men. But anyway, so there'll be a link in the description if you're interested in checking that out. I'll link the Sim Racing GP page, and then you can find all the relevant information you'll need to actually sign up and join for that. You'll need Discord, heads up. But anyway, so you see that this is now the end of race 1, and we finished in 14th position, which is higher than we started in. And the key point there is we didn't make any mistakes, and we just kind of moved our way up. It was a little bit of a boring start and whole race as far as a video is concerned. I had an enthralling time, but the top 10 are doing a reverse grid, but here I am at the back, and now I think we are before, as we go into turn 1, I am in last place. But following that first race, I am just trying to continue on the trend of keeping it clean. Even though this is touring cars, I'm not experienced enough with these cars to go specifically wheel banging with anybody in a way that would make sure to keep us both safe. So I kind of want to keep it more clean than anything. Little contact like I'm making with this Renault in front of me, I think is totally acceptable for touring cars. I think that's the whole fun of them, to make sure you can claim your part of the track very forcefully with the touring car, because they're pretty tough. And especially at the slower speeds like this, the aero damage doesn't do anything, even if you do make a little bit of damage from the contact. But anyway, and I'm also new to this community of racing, so I don't want to be that guy that's just bumping people around. That's no fun. That's not cool. Especially being one of the slower guys, there's no reason to get my elbows out at the rear of the field. So I'm kind of feeling out how this works and how I race TCR against the AI versus now how I'm going to race TCR against real people. And so good things start happening this race. As you can see, we now have moved past the Renault, and we're still keeping in touch with this group in front of us. There's a lot of argy-bargy drivers in front of us are making mistakes. Drivers behind us are going for passes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this race, and it's a lot closer now that we have that little bit of experience under our belt, going a little faster. You can see there's accidents in front of us. We're still moving up on the field, and so this race is now starting to pan out really awesomely. It has everything that we kind of envisioned and hoped for that a TC series would have. And so we're still in contact. That's the main thing. For me, the total bummer, I don't mind being the slowest person on track, but the thing about being the slowest person on track is it's only really difficult if you're the slowest person on track by a large margin. And the great thing about how close this was is I don't mind being the slowest person here because I can still keep up and race with everybody else as long as I keep it consistent. But you'll notice that we have now made it up into 14th position here, which is exactly where we finished last time. A car in front of us spins out a little bit aggressive of a move. I don't think it worked out for them. I don't know how it went for them. I only was watching by race, but here we are into 13th, and so I'm starting to realize we're almost halfway up the field, as now it looks like another position is going to be possible for us down into turn 1, and putting us pretty much into the top half of this racing group, which is really exciting to me, and especially now that with such a short race, a 15-minute race, you really only have to not make mistakes. You don't necessarily have to defend too hard in order to keep your position. And so I'm now thinking to myself about, I've got these dreams of top 10s. I'm starting to lose my goal, and I'm starting to, I think at this point in time, starting to race. As you can see me do the lean hard through turn 2 here at Brands Hatch. But I'm starting to drive above my ability at this point, and I'm gonna start making a lot of errors going forward. As you can now see, we rack up another off track as somebody moves into our inside. This turn 2 is a turn that I constantly am trying to push the envelope on, because it seems like you could really take a lot from turn 2 here. And later, even throughout the race, I'm going to try that. You can see the cars in front of me trying that, as there's been a lot of incidents going through turns 1 and 2. I'm making a lot of moves in turn 1, but we're seeing a lot of cars sideways in turn 2. And speaking of turn 1, I think you saw that at the very beginning of qualifying, I was about 2 seconds off, pretty much exactly 2 seconds off pole position. And at Brands Hatch, Indy, 50 seconds, 48 seconds, that's a big margin over a race period of time, even a short race like 15 minutes. That's a pretty big margin to have every lap. And I think the number one place that I was losing this time was in turn 1 here at Brands Hatch. I don't love Brands Hatch the track, and I'm going to be punished for it this upcoming season if I don't figure out turn 1, but I'm leaving a lot of time on the table in turn 1, and it's starting to bother me, and it's starting to frustrate me, and I'm starting to try to compensate for it in turn 2. As you can see, as I go through the apex there, I had to shift all the way down into first gear, when normally second gear can roll you through that corner just as fine, but I'm trying to enter it too hot. And that is a mistake that I make when I'm trying to make up time. I think it's a little bit of a Brett Favre syndrome. When I get down, I try to go harder instead of smarter. And for me, what that means is I make stupid mistakes like Brett Favre, which would be sacrificing everything that comes after the entry part of a corner just to try to go as deep in my brakes as I can into a corner. And especially in turn 1, you can see me not make the apex there because we just hit it too fast, too hard for that line, and leave a lot of space there, and boom, we go straight through the corner. Missed our braking point, just got way too aggressive. The potential for us to get a top 10 finish is now over, as we see ourselves back into 14th position where we finished our race last time, and now the leader has finished the race. We were on the last lap. That was a pretty costly error. We were looking at an 11th place finish in race 2, which would have been, in my eyes, impressive for jumping into something brand new. This is my first TCR race against other people. So overall, there were some really good moments, but you can ruin all of those good moments in one corner like we just did. So that was a huge lesson that you always have to learn, and you'll never forget it. That'll always make you remember it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. There's going to be pretty much TCR coming weekly at this point now going forward. It says it's showing us 12th position after the race. There must have been some time penalties or what have you. But either way, that's the result on track. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.